Hi everyone, it's still Saturday and I have a project share for you today. And I actually have been working on these cards for the past couple days, and I just wanted to share with you that I don't just haul. I actually do some crafting. I showed you in a earlier video that I had purchased a lot of Altenew stamps, and this was one of the sets that I was really wanting to buy from them. It wasn't one that I was tucked into. But anyway, I love this rose. I thought they did a really good job on the design of it, and I love the stem with the leaves and so forth. And so I really wanted to use this on a card, but because this image is so huge, it would look funny like on a smaller card, like a A2 size. So what I did was I stamped them on some watercolor paper that I cut to I had to trim it down. I actually cut it to 5.5 by 5.5, but I had to trim it down further to 5.25 by 5.25. But I think it's large enough where it fills up the majority of the card, and so I went with that. So what I did was I stamped it and I embossed it, and I did the emboss resist technique that you see all over the place. And I used my watercolor pens, the Zig markers that I've been using and playing around with a lot, and it came out pretty good. Let me just kind of show you. I made 4 cards using this technique and this stamp set. So let me just show you what I ended up doing. Okay, so this is it. I don't know if this lighting is very good. I'm trying to use more natural light. That's why I'm trying to film it in the morning. But I initially stamped and resist. I mean stamp and embossed this image with some white embossing powder. And then I went with my pens. While I wet the rose, and then I went with the pens. And for some reason, the reds in this set are more like a pink, have a pinkish hue to it. And I would also added some orange in there. So I tried to use more reds, but again, they turned more pink. And this is what it came out with. And I kind of like how that worked out. And then I just used a green for the leaves and the stem. What I did after that was I went around the flower to kind of give it a pop of to kind of make the image stand out more. And a lot of people do that with blue. I did it with blue on another image that I'll show you, but this one I went with a yellow because I thought that it would work nicer with the orange. Um, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but I do like the effect that it gives where it kind of makes the image pop a bit. Okay, so that's the image part, and then I wanted to put a sentiment, and I wasn't sure what sentiment I wanted to use. So I ended up pulling a PTI set that I just recently purchased, and I love the way that it's written. I wasn't sure what color I wanted to go with, so that's what my cards are. They're just kind of experiments here and there to see what works together and what doesn't. So this one I stamped and embossed it with some gold embossing powder. And the reason why I chose gold is because it's more warm, like the orange, and I kind of like how it turned out. So that's the first one that I completed. And then I mounted it on a corrugated, what you call, card base that my friend Linda got for me. Hi, Linda. And I had distressed the edges of the card. So that's my first card. The next one that I played around with was this purple one. I had already stamped and embossed the image and colored it up using different purples from my pen collection. And it's really hard to see here. Let me see if I can turn on the light, if that'll help. But I was showing my friend Marissa, who's Creative Young Mama. She is my go-to watercoloring girl because she's also into that. And she told me, you need some sparkle. So she said, put some Wink Stella on it. And I listened to her, and this is what it looks like. So you can kind of see it now with this extra lighting. I actually like how it came out. And then I wasn't sure how to do this part because I wasn't sure if I wanted to use gold. I wanted to try something different. So I stamped and embossed it with white, same like the rose. And then I just went over it with, I wet the area and then I added some of the same purples that I used up there. But I wanted it a little bit more washed out looking. So I didn't put as much ink and I used the lighter colors, if anything. So that's the purple card. which I kind of like. Like that's one of my favorite ones. Next is this pink one, which I'm not real happy with how it came out. I think I liked it better before I added the pink here, but it's the same concept that I used with the purple one. So I'm not going to really go over that, but I did add the Winko Stella, which you can kind of see there, and I added it to the words as well. So that's the pink. I don't know if you can see it better without it. I don't know, this lighting is, I guess the lighting is going down in my office, so. Anyway, so that's the pink. And then I actually liked how this last one came out. I used a darker pink. So it's more, this camera is making it look darker than it is, but it actually is a very bright looking pink, like a bubblegum pink color pen. And but it does kind of get a little bit more muted as you add more water. But anyway, so that's the color that I used for the rose, and I added the Winca Stella. Here I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and oh, I forgot to point out that on this card I added the light blue around it, like how you would in the Copics. You would use like a cool blue or cool aqua kind of color for the highlight. And I think that's why I didn't like how the pink came out here. I don't know. I just didn't. I gotta retry do it. Maybe the pink is too bright. I gotta like lighten it up a little bit. But this one, I wasn't sure because I had made the mistake on this one. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it on this one. And so what I ended up doing was I stamped and embossed the happy birthday with a silver pearl embossing powder. So it gives it more of a pearly sheen instead of just regular white. And then around this rose and around the purple one, I had used like a really light gray instead of a blue, and I kind of like it better. I think it goes better with these colors than the blue would have. So what I did was I used the same gray and then I went over the words. So it's a little hard to see in this lighting, but in person you can see the happy birthday show through. I'm not thrilled with it, but again, like I said, I was just trying to experiment and see how I would want to incorporate the happy birthday. I'm thinking maybe in the future I might want to just stamp it with like a light gray and just be done with it instead of adding the extra watercolor. But I'm not sure how I want to handle it. So it was just this. These cards were just like experimentation, and just so I can have some extra happy birthday cards. But I'm still trying to find my way on how on the design of it. So if you have any suggestions on what I should do, am more than happy to listen to them. But anyway, so that is my card shares for today. I have a few other cards that are in progress that I have not finished yet. But I just wanted to show these to you before I give some samples to my local scrapbook store. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.